Well, I think I can like this episode of Gramble, episode 10. And this is me, the angry anime fan, to bring you. Soon it's finished. Well, what is it? 2 or 3 episodes left? I'm actually wondering where they're gonna stop. Because, well, they finally get to a part which was really funny. Well, they have been funny before, but what I mean is, this part in the manga is one of the more funniest ones. However, they did edit out one very important scene for time consistency, but still, this felt pretty funny. Either way, in this scramble, they arrive at Hikoa, and of course the gang is being very loud. So she's up, and Aina pulls the very cool, funny joke is when Aina is being loud and Chisa says that don't be so loud. Chia says, but I think I'm better than them. And Chisa says, we do not know these people. Later on in the as they all get to the nice house, it turns out the muscular senpais are taking up much space in the bed. So later on, when they are gonna swim in the beach, which of course Aina forces them to go to a more public beach because she's tired of seeing the guys naked, where there's a banana boat. So Kohei suggests to Iori to do a competition who's gonna sleep on the bed by taunting Iori, saying, "If you're scared, then there's no helping it." That's also also a pretty funny joke, especially when Iori snaps a little bit and says like, "Oh, you like to talk." So, but then both of them have even more arguments when they try to sabotage each other. Eventually, both of them sabotage each other's attempts to fall off by Iori saying to Kohei, "There's Saya Maya Kaya or this Aseyu," while Iori says that no, what Kohei says there's a porn star. Turns out that Iori has quite a fetish for porn stars, so they both fall off. But in the end, Iori still wins the match because, well, the wave hit him first. So he sleeps with the grown girls, including Azuna and Shisa's big sister. Mm. So, and that creates some pretty funny things. Well, he doesn't sleep with them, but sleeps beside them, and he can hardly sleep since he's surrounded by very well developed girls, and well, you know, uh, but then later on the next morning also comes pretty funny when Iori has somehow learned a lot of the book, but is distracted by sexiness because of well the boobs things. So finally, the diving skill happens, but Iori is the only one who fails because, well, he did some mistakes. But this episode has some very funny jokes. Another funny of the one is when Iori and Koei has an argument saying like who has scored lowest on the score. Turns out the cheat papers was useless. So this episode certainly had a lot of the funny jokes, and I cannot say all of them, but I recommend to see the episode to see them. But there's also one sweet side to this episode also. Aina struggles with releasing the oxygen because she is having nightmares of being reprimanded by senpais because, well, she feels like she is useless. So Asuna playfully pinches her cheeks and tells that you have to trust your senpais because we won't get mad at you if you just tell us the truth. It's a pretty sweet moment out of all, but other than that, this episode is just pure and simple comedy. Some dumb comedy, I can admit, but I'm a sucker for sometimes this dumb comedy and sadistic comedy stand moments, so I like this one, 7.8 for me, but you can give me your thoughts if you have any.